Hello everybody, welcome to Mining Devs. My name is Vinayak Kalra and I am the founder of Mining Devs. And along with me today we have Aman Pandey. He is a developer evangelist of Polygon. Right? I believe a lot of you might have already heard about Polygon, right? If not, then consider this that Polygon is already, one of the biggest companies that is there in crypto space, right? And is doing huge work in the crypto space itself. Aman, over to you for a brief
Yep.
introduction.
Okay, fine. So, guys, hey, I'm just another college student. I would say, like, I have just recently passed out of IIT student, and I have been working on blockchain like for past 3 4 years, and this is the this is according to me, this is the best company I could work for. So, my involvement into my recruitment into Matic slash Polygon was quite settled. Muskan, she is a developer relation lead, and she tweeted something on Twitter, and I just in excitement I DM'd her like I wanted to be part of this Polygon and all. I'm so excited about Polygon and all those things. So we had an interview and just that's it. Like somehow ho gaya, pata nahi. But yeah, I was able to like kind of make it to that thing, so I'm quite excited. And this is, I guess, my second talk as a developer evangelist for Polygon. So again, I'm like really very excited about this thing. Yeah.
Great, great. Even right now, what I believe is all of the students that there are, right, that have joined us today, they are wondering like, what exactly is there, right? Why blockchain? Why Bitcoin? Why so much pricing and all that stuff?
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll keep it very basic and let you guys know as to what is the hype behind Bitcoin, or what is the hype behind blockchain, and what is the technology behind Bitcoin in
Yeah.
itself, right? So that which makes the pricing of Bitcoin in itself too huge, right?
Hmm.
And one of the best things that we'll share with you guys is like how, as a developer or a designer or an artist, or maybe if you are a good salesperson even, right? I don't really know the audience that we have right now here, if it is majority developers, right? Either of the audience that is there can find jobs or can find a really good applications in blockchain, right? Because this space is right now hiring, and this space is hiring huge,
Yeah.
right? So not a lot of let me give you a fact, right? This is a fact. If you have experience in blockchain development for 3 years, right? And if you have experience in any other software engineering firm, or like any other software engineering for that matter, for 5 years, your salaries are roughly 2 to 3 times more than the average software developer that would have experience of 5 years in just 3 years of blockchain space experience. So this is the growth, right? This is these are the matrices that we're talking about right now, right? And if this is not interesting to you guys, right, I suggest then you can definitely move towards something else for sure. But I don't really know, like this is huge in itself. The graphs are huge, right? The pricing of cryptocurrencies are huge in itself. The technology is actually huge in itself, right? So this is what we're going to talk about, right? In this session, let's try and keep this session interactive as much as possible. Like I'll definitely love questions, okay? As much as you can throw. All right, if you do not understand something, just hit us and we'll try and get back to you, right? Even if we miss your question, just please repost it so that we can definitely and try and answer your questions. The chat box will be open, right? You guys can post your questions in the chat box, right? As well as reply to my questions as well along with it, right? So just one question that I have with you, that I have right now is like, how many of you have heard the word blockchain before we reached out to you? A simple yes or a no question, right? So I believe everybody could type a simple yes or a no. How many of you knew blockchain before we reached out to you? Okay. Okay, people are sleeping. Hands on your keyboards, guys. Okay. Yes. A lot less replies right now. A lot of people are here. I believe I can expect a lot more replies. Heard about it? Heard? Yes. Okay. Okay. Now we're talking. Just heard. All right. No. Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter if you've heard, if you've not, right? Just answer, right? If it's a yes or a no, if it's a no, even then answer. All right. Let's try and keep this session interactive. This is the only way I can keep it interactive, right? Okay. So has anybody developed on it? Developed on a blockchain before? Like maybe something? Yes or a no? Quick. Yes. Okay. Aman, yes. Yes, definitely. That is a yes for you. You'll definitely today we'll even see, Aman's skill while developing as well. So we'll try and deploy some smart contracts for you. For sure, Aman. Okay, mostly it's no, right? So let's try and convert this no to a yes, right? Just for my information as to what this audience actually is, how many of you might have developed some web apps, websites, or something like that, so that I can maybe make you relate to the existing web development stuff. Is there somebody, or Android apps for that matter? Something developed something. Good audience, I believe. Okay, okay. So this is nice. A lot of people have done something with their lives, at least try to build something. That is cool, right? And what we'll try to do is, we'll try to make sure that an app, that is nice. And what we'll try to do is we'll try to make sure that you guys have a brief space and a brief knowledge about blockchain itself, and ways to even go ahead and make some applications on blockchain, right? So I believe with this, let's get started. Let's get into some of the basic terminologies around blockchain, right? And let me give you a brief about what will this lecture be. We'll try and understand of the basic functioning of a blockchain. Along with it, we'll try to cover some use cases of blockchain, as well as we'll try and focus on how to build a smart contract on blockchain, and how this is a very big question. Like, how as a developer should you go ahead and get started developing some of the smart contracts that there is, or for that matter, if you are even if you are an artist, or if you are a designer, right? If you like designing, if you like Photoshop and things like that, there are avenues for you too, right? So we'll explore that in detail in the later sections, right? So what exactly is blockchain? As the name suggests, right, it's a chain of blocks. One block is linked with the other block, and the other block is linked with the third block, and so on and so forth, right? So this is one of the basic pictorial representations of blockchain, right, where the hash of first block is linked with the second block, and then the hash of the second block is linked with the third block, and so on and so forth. Let's not dwell into the technicalities of it yet. Just try and understand blockchain as a database, right? It's a unique immutable database, right? Immutable is a word suggested by Aman, right? Right. So I'm using that word right now. It's a unique immutable database, right? Uh, think about your MySQL database. It's a bit more than that for sure, right? Than the database that you guys are currently using. How more? It's more secure, and the second thing that it can achieve is decentralization, right? Decentralization. What we mean by decentralization is it's just that there is no central power, right? The whole data is actually decentralized. It's placed in various nodes, not just one place. It's placed in multiple places, right? The whole data, so that it's secure. As well as when it comes to security, there are more things to security as well. So there are some basic components around blockchain, right? Let's try and understand each one of that. What you can see is we have hash here, right? We have blocks here, we have a chain of blocks here. So there are these three components we'll discuss in detail now. What is hash, what is a block, as well as how a chain is formed, right? And let me see, I have a demo here for you guys, right? Yeah. So in this demo, let's consider hash first. Like, what exactly is hash? uh, Hash is a simple one-way cryptographical function, right? When you feed a data to this cryptographical function, what happens is that a hash is generated. Now hash is nothing but a encrypted string, right? Now this hash is basically SHA-256 hash. SHA-256 is a function. We have a lot more functions when it comes to encryptions, base 64. We have SHA-512 as well. Along with it, there are MD5 and all that. If there are some people who have done work in PHP, they might know about MD5, right? These are some of one-way functions, right? MD5 is less secure than the SHA-256 or SHA-512 hashes, right? Now, what I mean by security now, right? What exactly is this as? What is a one-way cryptographical function? When you feed a data in a one-way cryptographical function, you can get the hash, right, an encoded string. So if I change this, the hash changes, right? But if the string is same, you'll see the hash remains the same, right? It's still C0535. It will remain the same for the same data, right? And you cannot convert this hash into this data. This is what is meant by one way function. You can generate hash from the data, but you cannot generate data from the hash. You can basically, but it will require a lot of computing power to solve it, right? That me and you practically we do not have, right? So this is what is hash. Now this hash is what forms the basis of security of this data, because this hash is what is visible at a lot of time at a lot of places, right? In Bitcoin. So this hash is something that is visible when we talk about wallet addresses, when we talk about private keys. So your name is not here in hash, right? Or your key is not there in hash. It's just this encoded string that is always there in your public keys, in your private keys, while you are transacting, while in your transaction IDs, all of those places you'll find this hash. Now there are various hash used in as well as in various sequences as well in blockchain, right? So just do not consider that SHA-256 is the only thing that is being used. It's like when you try and see a chain in itself, right? When you try and see the code in itself, you'll see that even when you're creating just a wallet, you'll might need to hash it for 4 or 5 times, and then you'll be able to generate a hash that you can use for wallet. So this there is a process to it, right? Whenever a particular hash is being generated, right? So right now our scope is just to understand what hash is, right? And now how hashes are used in a block, or for that matter a blockchain. Now this is a basic structure of a block. Consider this here. This will feel like to a lot of people like a row in MySQL database, right? This is one block that we link with seconds. So just consider this as one row. The columns in this row are like height, block height. This is the first block, so the block height is 1. If there is a second block, the block height will be 2. If there is a third block, the block height will be 3, and so on and so forth, right? This nonce, but this nonce is it is used for miners when they want to insert a block in the blockchain. What they do is they guess this nonce to validate the block and the block data, right? So there this is the work that they have to do, right? The miners, and will not go into details of the minings here, but just this part, that this nonce is helpful for the miners uh, when they are putting a block in a blockchain, right? And then this is data. Now this data could be anything. Now you can place an image here in this block, right? Or image URL here, or some text here, right? Or maybe, or you can place maybe in case of Bitcoin, this data is actually transactions, right? And in case of Ethereum or some other chains, right? In case of Polygon as well. But there are transactions as well as there is code as well that we can place here in this data. We'll explain about code a little bit more. Right now just understand that this data could actually be anything, right? In case of Bitcoin, this data is transactions, but we can store images, we can store video, we can store audio, and all that stuff as well on blockchain itself, right? So now what if I do this? But if I mine it, right? Now this mining process is like it is validating the data and validating the blocks in itself, and then there is a whole system of the whole chain of, as I said, like hashing and all those things that are happening, right? And when the block is being mined, right? There are some zeros in front of the hash, right? If you would have noticed, this was not there before. Now these zeros, they only signify the difficulty of the block while it is being mined, right? The process of mining is not this simple though. Like this is just for explanation purposes. The mining won't happen on a button click, right? It won't. It definitely won't, right? And but will happen if I change the knowns, right? You'll see the hash changes again. So this is what miners have to do. Miners have to guess the knowns at which knowns will fit, right? Will this fit? Will this fit? Will this fit? And whatever fits, whenever fits, they broadcast the block to the chain, and if it is accepted by majority, it is included in the chain, right? So this is how the process of mining takes place. Like a very short overview as to what mining exactly is, right? And this is the process of mining the block as well along with it. Now, what exactly is a blockchain? It's just this block, and after that there will be a second, there will be a third, and there will be a fourth, and so on and so forth. They are linked via hashes. Now the hash of this block is here as the previous hash of the second block. But this hash is whenever this hash is being generated, the previous hash is being used to generate this hash, right? So but when this hash changes, this will change, which will again invalidate this block. Like if I change this hash changes, so this means that this will change, and then of course, because this hash is being made of all the data clubbed together, right? And then this hash will change, and so on and so forth. So what will happen if I go back and change some data in some of the blocks? The whole chain in front of it will get invalidated. We'll have to mine the whole chain, right? One by one, one by one, one by one, right? So this is, now just consider, like I'll take an example here of the current centralized system. Consider a bank, right? And in that bank you have in your bank account, maybe you have 10,000 rupees, right? So what will happen if what I can do is, if I have access to the bank database, I can go ahead and change that value. It will be a value in a database. A lot of you might be able to relate it as well, right? And that you just have to go to that database, connect with it, and change that value, and voila, your bank account will have nothing, or maybe 1 lakh rupees, whatever you choose fit, right? So this is a hypothetical case, right? But this could happen at the same time. Here in blockchain, what happens is that when you go back and try to alter some of the transactions in a previous block, you'll have to remine all the blocks and do all the mining work that was being done before, right? As well as create the longest chain before the other chain, before the before the existing chain takes over. So this, there is a longest chain concept as well along with it. So just just consider a probability of doing this in 10 minutes. It's very difficult to do something like this. Like go back, change a transaction, right? Doing something like that is very difficult and will take a lot of computing power if it needs to be done, right? So this is the security of a blockchain. Transactions once done could not be reversed, right? Practically, it could be only if you have a lot of computing power. Only then it could be reversed, right? And yeah, so these are some of the basic concepts around blockchain. Now, as I've already told, that what we can have here is data. There could be transactions here, like Bitcoin stores transactions here, right? And as well as there could be code here. Bitcoin does not have any virtual machine or sort of stuff like that, but Ethereum does, right? Ethereum has an EVM, Ethereum virtual machine, which computes the code for it, right? So this is a basic structure showing transactions. You can have contracts here as well, or code. Like code is a smart contract itself. So a smart contract as a transaction here, which can again interact with the chain, right? Now, uh, till here, do anybody has a question? It requires a lot of computing power. Tejas, okay, and doing it in small time is very difficult. Can supercomputers invalidate it? You don't really need supercomputers for it. Like there is a term what we call 51% attack on the chain. For that, what you need actually is 51% majority of the network of the nodes that there are. Right? If you have 51% of the majority, definitely what you can do is you can go ahead and change the transactions that you have made, right? And then then always as well as create the longest chain along with it as well. So if you have 51%, but consider this, 51% of the node power, of the mining power, gathering that right now with Bitcoin is very difficult, very difficult, or for that matter for Ethereum as well. Ethereum, it's actually quite difficult to do. So because there are a lot of players in the market, right, and they are already doing it, right, and the majority that I believe that is there with somebody is 21%, I believe, that is there, uh, of a singular person that has that capacity of mining power. So 51 to achieve that is quite difficult. So no, my answer is like, it could happen. There is a possibility. There is a possibility for everything, but yeah, there is a lot to be considered before that, for sure. What is the use of previous hash in the new block, since the data stored in is different in every block? Okay. Let me come back to this example again, Pratik. Right. So what is the use of previous hash? Yes. The use of previous hash is first to link the chain, right? So how will the second block know where the first block is, or what the first block is? So what we do is we generate a hash of the block and feed it to the next block. So why this is important is, if I change this data, this hash will change, right? Which will make the whole chain invalid, right? So consider if you have written here something, right? You have d something here, right? And what you have done is you have mined this block as well as you have mined this block. So you'll see that the hashes will change here and here. And this is something that I was reluctant to do. It's going to take a lot of time. But then again, it, yeah, as I said, this is going to take a lot of time. That is why. But when you mine it, right, and what will happen is this block will be green, but this block is still invalidated because you'll have to mine this block again, right? So what this means is that going back and changing the data is going to be very difficult because of just this thing. Like the blocks are actually linked with hashes. So if I go ahead and change the data that was there in block one, right? I might not be. I might have to, rework block two, block three, block four, and so on and so forth. So this is what makes the transaction secure as well, at the same time, right? I hope I have answered your question, Pratik. Yeah, but still, yeah, definitely. It is still in theory. Have not done yet in practicality. They are, but yes, definitely the possibility there exists. Great, great. Okay. Is there any other question for it? Then we'll move to uh, the smart contracts. What does mining mean? Connecting two blocks, not really. Mining means adding a block, right, to the blockchain system in itself, not really connecting. What is being done is like, whenever a transactions in a block are being made, right, they are collected, put forth in a block, right? This is the whole mining process. They are collected, they are put into a block, right? A hash is generated, then a nonce is guessed, and then as soon as the nonce is guessed, the block is broadcasted to the network and to the nearby nodes. And then when they validate it, check it, and if everything is all right, they include it in the chain. And so this is how the process of mining happens. Now this is very briefly and in the way that you'll understand I've said it, right? If you want some more details into it, I'll suggest maybe reading white paper, Bitcoin white paper. It has very beautiful lines on this technology, on the Bitcoin technology, right? Bitcoin white paper, and if you can understand it, it's really nice. We have actually a series on Bitcoin white paper on our channel as well. I believe my team will be able to share it with you guys so that you guys can actually understand what was written by Satoshi Nakamoto in that white paper, right? It's really beautiful at the same time. Okay, but if you only change the required block and leave the rest of the chain invalid, again, yeah, there is a longest chain concept. But what happens is that if there are a lot of nodes that are running the chain, right? If you change one node, it won't be enough. You'll have to change the whole system. If your node is changed, right, and what has been done is that the data has been changed, but then because the whole chain is invalid, what will happen is that you'll have a very small chain, very small valid chain, and the node that will have the longer chain will be the one who will be dominating the chain, and your nodes will be discarded, and you'll have to move to the longer chain to mine or to change anything if you want to. So there is a longest chain concept available here, right? So that such a thing does not happen, right? Right. Any other questions, and then we move to smart contract deployment. We'll show you like how can a smart contract be developed on Polygon, right? As well as we'll share a brief about what Polygon is actually doing, right? How Polygon is catering to the limitations that there are in Ethereum, and how it has been the biggest company in crypto in India, like the base that is there in India, right? It's too much to learn, right? So stay tuned. Aman, okay, there is, I believe, one more question. I'll take that, and then Avan, over to you then. If miners add block to the chain, don't they have access to the transaction details? It is not a privacy issue. Transaction details, access to transaction details, even you have that, right? Even I have that. Like the access to transaction details. The ledger is public in Bitcoin, so everybody can see the transactions that there are, right? The only difference being when it comes to transactions is that your name is not used. So your name is secure. What is being used is your public address. If people know your public address, they can map the transactions with to your public address or to you. If the people does not know your public address, nobody will be able to map that transaction to you. So privacy here is subjective to how you are doing the transactions on the chain. If you are doing transaction, if you want to be anonymous, if you want to be private, what you can do is you can do transactions on a chain with your public address known to very few people, or you can change your public address frequently so that even your known people cannot track your transactions. So this could also be done, right? But at the same time, transaction details are available to everybody. I can go ahead in Blockchain Explorer right now and see the latest transactions that are being done on blockchain space, right? As well as the amount to it and the addresses that are linked to it, but not the people that are linked to it. That is important, right? So this is how privacy is maintained. So there is a way to actually go ahead, and transact on the chains itself if you want privacy. If you want to be public about your transaction, you can definitely post your public address and share it with as many users as possible. That is also fine. uh, Either way is doable here. Aman, over to you. Thank you.
That's quite a good explanation by Vinayak. So I think I am not left with anything to speak about blockchain, but all I can do is like throw my little thoughts on like what Polygon is doing, and like where blockchain is currently standing, and why Polygon is needed, and other solutions like Polygon is needed, and other things like what all can you do with this blockchain technology. So like there's one question like, so if we know one's public address, can we trace all the transactions made by the individual? Yes, you can trace it. But one thing I want to highlight here is that this is only for public blockchain. The reason why it's called public blockchain is because all the transactions are public, anyone can see it, right? So this is the thing. There are different types of blockchains as well. There is a private blockchain. There is one hybrid kind of blockchain which is both private and public. So when you go down the line while learning about blockchain, you will also come across these 2-3 terms that will be necessary to understand this technology. And yeah, one thing very much necessary about blockchain is like, if you from the learning perspective, I would like to tell you guys that please adjust with the vocabulary as well, like because every term has very unique word. This is the thing, right? Every block is connected to the previous block. Also, this thing is very open. We know this is the inherent property of blockchain. This increases the trust among the stakeholders, among the people using that particular technology to as a common data store, right? So there's this thing, like there's this term called trustlessness. This is quite good, otherwise sarcastically speaking, or like kind of a term that actually does not mean it, but it's called trustless because it doesn't need trust. It's kind of this thing. So this trustlessness is inherent property of blockchain. So like Vinayak told, like you have to provide a lot of computing power to validate a transaction on blockchain. Like transaction could be anything, like changing data, adding new data, changing the state of blockchain or something like this. These all things are transactions. And the reason why this is needed, why this is needed is that if you want to make something like if I take an example of Bitcoin network, so Bitcoin works on a consensus mechanism. Consensus is another term. Consensus means like taking judgment from different nodes, what they think about new transaction, and then coming up to some common solution, and then adding that block or rejecting that block. This could be the solution, right? So this is the word consensus mean, right? If you have 4 or 5 friends, so like 4 or 5 friends and you are deciding whether we have to go for pizza or burger, right? So there's a consensus that you have to stand, that you have to come up to, because you want to go eat together, right? So this won't happen like 2 people are going for burger and 3 people are going for pizza. Like, so here what we can do is we can vote, right? So 3 people say pizza, 2 people say burger. So we are definitely going for pizza, right? So this is what a 51% thing means. In the Bitcoin network, like if I talk about Bitcoin network uses proof of work. Proof of work is based on 51% rule. Like it can be attacked if 51% of the nodes says that this transaction is actually, 50% of nodes say that this transaction is right and this transaction is wrong. So this is called is one of the attacks that proof of work consensus mechanism is vulnerable of. So this is the thing. If you increase like computing power a lot, then you will have to adjust with the nodes. Like you have to bring those many nodes which goes against rest of the nodes to make their chain valid. Okay, so this is not practically possible. So this all works on some hypothesis. So you design some algorithm, you design some concept, and you design some hypothesis, kind of difficulty curve and all, like kitna, how much power do you need to do this, and is this actually possible, like practically possible. So this is also the reason that why Bitcoin is considered to be against the environment and all those things. And this is also one of the scalability reasons also. And now when we come to Ethereum, what happens in Ethereum? Ethereum also follows proof of work. They are now slowly shifting to proof of stake, but till now they were using proof of work consensus mechanism. And because of that, even if you go and mint a simple NFT, like you guys must be knowing about NFTs, right? It's quite a hype nowadays. Like a simple JPEG image is selling for $2 million, $3 million. So like I'm definitely crazy. Like I want to do, like I want to even NFT this anything, like I did this desktop or something. Like I would like to do NFT those things as well if someone buys it, right? So these are things are based on blockchain, and blockchain is providing trustlessness with data, like what I was calling about, that you don't need to trust upon data. It is inherent in the blockchain technology only. So what is happening, like if you go to mint one NFT, then the minting price was on Ethereum was going around $70-80, and a lot of things happen. Like if you make a new transaction, what happens is like there is a kind of a gas war in Ethereum. Gas war, like a gas prices spikes. Gas is something that is a unit to measure how much computation power is required to complete one transaction, just like any other unit, like in energy, or like in different types of unit, like if you talk about power, or like something in watt or something. So yeah, so this is something in gas price, and gas is the unit, and according to one gas price, there's some gas prices set for those units. So this is what happens also. So this is what was happening in like Ethereum, like gas war was going on. So here is where Polygon comes. Because of this gas war, like Ethereum's NFT minting price went to $1,100 recently. Like I was just checking it, like on Ethereum. Like there are several tools to check how many gas is required. Like if in Polygon also we have Polygon gas station. What Polygon gas station does is it tells about like how much gas is required to complete a transaction. So these are the things. So this is an scalability issue. So here where this is the place where Polygon actually comes in. And let me tell you guys, total number of transaction volume on Polygon is more than that on Ethereum. What Polygon does is it takes a lot of small transactions, and it combines into one transaction, and then pushes it to the Ethereum chain. It's just like that. It's just that simple. So if you want to go into more into this technology, so there are several layers with the help of what which this thing is happening. You can find those in Matic documentation or Polygon documentation as well. They are named as Heimdall and Bohr layer. So you can find them. So what we are doing is we are providing this layer 2 solution or sidechain solution, you can say. These are two different things, by the way, but these are two different kinds of solution that you might, require to make Ethereum more scalable. Right. So what happens is like we on Polygon, we work on several different solutions which make Ethereum scalable. And right now we are working on 6 total solutions. And out of those 2 solutions, 3 solutions are already out. And we are going to launch 3 more solutions in the upcoming time. Right now we acquired Hermes, which was a zero knowledge roll-up solution for layer 2 solution for Ethereum. So we acquired that and we are going to launch it from our side as well. So it's almost done. It's almost in a testing stage. So and like Matic is obviously like currently it is touching 10 billion valuation. Like if you talk about total value logged, like total people have bought Matic against their dollars or INRs or something. Total value logged in Matic is $10 billion. So that's so cool. Like we are touching, like we are almost like throwing back, like surpassing the already existing blockchain solutions. Like Bitcoin is obviously number 1, but we are on the top 5 or something. So this is really cool, and this is all completely based on like how scalable we are making blockchain solutions, right? Okay, so there's one question. How did you prepare before approaching Polygon for a job? Okay. Okay, a second one is after Cardano launches the Hydra upgrade and it will have a millions of TPS speed. Do you suspect Polygon Ethereum will be heavily affected? Okay, so whenever a new technology launches, there is a term in cryptocurrency exchanges, like in trading, buy at rumor, sell at news, something like this. So of course Cardano and all is like hyping nowadays. And let me tell you guys, like whenever you make more secure, whenever you make a faster solution, uh, the the security and availability is compromised. It's a kind of triangle. It is assumed, like in blockchain world, it is assumed as a triangle, like security and availability and fast, like speed, transaction speed, and you can always achieve 2 of them at once. You cannot achieve all of those 3 at once. So I presume, like I haven't read in detail about this Hydra upgrade, but what will happen? Like what will happen? Like it will be more centralized. Like there are other solutions as well, like Solana. Solana has been like has been a hype in a few like in past couple of months. But if you look into the how Solana is functioning and all, then they have around like 22, 23 validator nodes only. And in our place, I don't even know like how many validators nodes we have. It's quite open, and we have a lot of like validator nodes to validate a transaction for Polygon. So we are more decentralized, we are more open. So this is the thing, like if you increase the speed of transactions, then you can definitely like you will have to compromise somewhere with the, like, security and decentralization and all those things. And about the job thing, like, keep doing the things. That's the best part. Like, keep doing the things regularly. And in Polygon, what happens is, like, we are quite open. We have several people working with us full time. They are still in college. Like, let me tell you, like, they are not technically full time, because law not permits and all those things, but they are working full time with us. So this is the thing, we are quite open organization, and keep working on things, keep learning on new technology and all those things, and work on develop something, or learn a lot of technology around blockchain, and then, yeah, you're ready to come. Like, it's that simple. Like, just ping me on Twitter or something, so, like, I can get your words to upper management or something. So this is the thing. Do I need to tell anything else? Like, am I missing anything? Any other question? Yeah, you are mute, Vinayak, actually.
So,
Yeah.
Aman, what I was thinking was we can maybe go towards hackathon as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we can let them know this is a big thing. Like, how can they get started? And this is one of the things that will definitely be of value to them.
Yep. So we have this hackathon right now. It's named as Polygon Grand Hackathons. So I can send a link quickly if you want to have a look. This is a global hackathon launched solely from Polygon side for Polygon ecosystem. So what we are doing here is, like, we are going with a completely different set of completely different kind of funding. It's called as quadratic funding. It's completely decentralized and smart contract based, and this is quite fun. Like, things are getting, like, it's a kind of contract which is, you can search about quadratic funding as well. It's a kind of contract which is completely decentralized. It's a kind of crowdfunding. Like, you stake your money or something for, like, complete some task or something, and bounties and all those things. So these are quite detailed things, but this is the one and only quadratic funding type of hackathon, launched solely for Polygon ecosystem. And this is also a lot of big projects are coming in. A lot of VCs are coming in to look into the project. We have some big names on a brand. So what I will suggest, that you at least, if you have even just started with Polygon or blockchain, like, I'll tell you, like, it's very simple. Like, I'll if you want to deploy something on some contract on Polygon, it's very simple. Like, either you can use with a SDK kind of stuff like Truffle or something, or you can go with Remix. Remix is a, like, simple web browser tool provided by Ethereum. And one more thing, if you can deploy a contract or something on Ethereum, you can do all those things on Polygon. It's that compatible. So Ethereum is like universal truth for blockchain world. A lot of solutions are building around them, and Polygon is one of the biggest scalability solution for Ethereum. It's a kind of aggregator. Like, we have been building a lot of solutions. We have been throwing a lot of integrations per day. If you follow Polygon ecosystem update channel, so then you'll be able to see we are almost throwing like 4 or 5 integration announcement daily. So that's huge. Like, today we have 600 plus decentralized application built on top of Polygon. And these decentralized out of these decentralized applications, 70-80% decentralized applications were deployed in last like 3-4 months. So it's going that crazy. I'm sure you don't want to miss on, like, learning this new technology. And also, talking about other applications, like in this Polygon grants hackathon, also you can work on a lot of solutions. Like, you can work on NFTs, you can work on DeFi is decentralized finance, and you can work on DAOs maybe, and other solutions that you want to make, and you can innovate anywhere, right? So this is the thing. And since the VCs are coming, if they find your projects good, they might possibly fund your project as well. And trust me, guys, like, when I look at the hackathon projects and all, for international hackathons, Indian projects are one of the top outstanding projects. Like, literally, I face very much difficulty to pick one or two out of them to give them as a, give them rewards for what they have done. And we will be launching a few more things like in our upcoming 1 or 2 weeks. Like even if you number one thing is like even if you have built something Polygon, and that's very interesting, and we were not able to give you a prize for hackathon for that. What we'll do with that is we'll incubate you within Polygon, like kind of incubate. We will provide you technical support. We will provide you, if your project is qualified, we will provide you with grants and all those things. We will provide you with networking, marketing, and like personal assistance from Polygon team, so that you can complete that project and launch it in the real world. So there are some crazy applications, about CryptoKitties and all those things, but there's something like real value generating applications as well. Recently in a talk also I told about Float Capital. These were the guys. Um, Let me share the link as well again. So these are the guys who were. I took the first AMA kind of session for Polygon with these guys, and these guys are doing something crazy in that decentralized finance space. So what's good about this decentralized finance space is that everything is public. You have just heard like what a public blockchain is. So how that particular tool is functioning, like obviously like Vinayak is presenting it. So this what they are doing is they have created something called synthetic assets, and these assets are floating, like kind of uh, like someone wants to buy, someone wants to long, someone wants to short. So what this particular like complete contract does is it balances this thing, so that you don't fall short on like you don't your positions don't get liquidated and all. Like it's written directly right there, right? It's no liquidation if someone understand economy or finance or something here. So there's no liquidation, there's no over collateralization. So this is something cool, very cool thing which can happen in finance stuff. So and DeFi projects are totally booming. Like इनके पास like बहुत पैसा होता है. Like these guys grow a lot in finance space, because people want to earn, right? And you are providing them the open way to earn. Like if you go if you go through centralized exchanges and all those things, you hear about these things, right? These things might be regulated by someone or some in some way. So here's this thing with decentralized finance: the control is in your hands, and everything is public. You can always go and look how the things are working, like how the things are actually being coded to make them work. So these are some cool things that are happening around in the blockchain space, and let me tell you guys, it's really crazy. Like it's really crazy space to come into and start with. So yeah, other things in like about like web 2 to web 3, like the internet is shifting. It's said in this way only: the internet is actually shifting. Web 2 was more centralized internet, like where you use Google servers, Amazon server, and all data go to some centralized space, and you pick up data from there. And in web 3 is happening, the complete data is distributed. So distributed, we have decentralized control over those applications working on those data. So this is very like a kind of a more democratic solution, kind of you can say like a more decentralized democratic solution for internet. And everything is anonymous, so no one can really know like this guy is you or something. You can that particular private keys is unique to you, it's private to you. You don't have to share that. Like if you want to change public address, you create a new private key, generate a new public address. It's that simple. That thing is close to you, and you can directly interact with the internet. No middle server, nothing. Directly interact with the internet, that's it. So this is very cool thing happening. Like and even inside web 3.0 there are three levels of blockchain, like blockchain 1.0, blockchain 2.0, blockchain 3.0. Blockchain 1.0 started with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, and many other cryptocurrencies came like Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Zcash, and all those things. These are all cryptocurrency and blockchain 1.0 applications. After that, what happened when Ethereum came? They provided the functionality to code your own decentralized application. And trust me, these decentralized applications are so easy to code. Like even a very complex the smart contracts doesn't go beyond 1,000 lines. So it's that simple. So and it's very simple to learn. You can learn in a weekend. Uh, if you know a little about coding from before, it's similar to JavaScript. You can easily learn it. And after that, blockchain 2.0 came, and you are now able to code your own decentralized application. And now the things are shifting to more blockchain 3.0, where you are dealing with assets. So there's a chain, there's another blockchain application, not application, and another blockchain service known as Avalanche. It's made by Cornell Professor Aman. So it's a quite impressive technology as well. Those guys are completely working on asset based blockchain mechanism. So that's another cool thing that you might like to look into. So there are several applications like MakerDAO, like what those guys are doing. Those guys are running decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, on blockchain. So what they're doing is they have certain codes, certain level of rules written in a smart contract, and that being deployed on the blockchain. So what is happening now is the complete community is running by itself. No one is the governing member in the community. It's completely running around by itself, and like it's considered to be the future of communities. And other thing like Ocean, like it's like yesterday I forgot the name, but yeah, these guys are doing in the field of data. So it's kind of Web3 data economy. Like you get paid for sharing your data. Like even if you use Brave browser, and those guys are doing, those guys provide you an option to view ads, advertisements, and for viewing those advertisements you get paid, just as simple as that. And also for sharing your data, like your users statistics and all those things, you are directly getting paid. There's no application behind which is secretly taking away your data and selling it to the third party. So this is another very cool thing which is happening around in blockchain. So a lot of good stuff to come. And about can you change the slide, Nick? So we can talk about maybe another thing about Polygon, from where to learn. Yeah, so there's one slide on like Polygon also. So if you want to interact directly with Polygon team and you want to join the developer community of Polygon, there are a few resources that I will share with. Uh, I will share with. I have shared with Nitin, I guess. Nishant, I guess. But I will send those things to be shared with you
Yeah,
also.
definitely. We'll share it with the community as well here.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that will be fine.
those are very simple things. Like I have to tell about how to deploy a simple contract as well. So let's do it a bit. But let me tell you about this thing. You can join this Discord server. It's completely open, and you can directly interact with things on this thing. Okay. Okay, Gangan Nifasint. Okay, fine. And this thing, and also we have one thing like coming up very soon. We have a new Polygon Global Student Developer Ambassador program. So what we are doing is like just like GitHub Campus Expert, or like I guess Microsoft Ambassador program, the learning Microsoft Learned Ambassador program, I guess. So just like those, we have this Polygon Global Student Ambassador program planned as well, and we'll be launching it in a week or two. So I would like to receive a lot of application from you guys and see how you guys like. If I take interview, I will come to know you more closely, right? So this is the thing. Like if you have that leadership thing, if you have that vision, like you want to promote this blockchain technology, then you should definitely apply through this thing. And we are currently targeting in several regional basis, like several colleges from India and China and Korea, Russia, USA, Europe. So what we are trying to do is make it a coherent kind of society, like not society, coherent connection of members which can lead their own college campus blockchain communities. So this is a very cool opportunity that I don't want you guys to miss on to. And of course, follow Polygon channel for that on Polygon handle for that on Twitter. And I've thrown my handle as well on there. If you want to hit me up with some questions, you can directly DM me. My DMs are open. And so yeah, that's it about like Polygon and all. If anyone has some question, then can ask. Otherwise, I will tell you how to quickly do this, uh, deploy a contract on Polygon maybe. So yeah,
Yeah,
anyone?
definitely, guys. Come up with questions if you have any. One of the best thing that you can do is you can stay connected with us. If you have some questions, we'll get back to you and we'll try and resolve it as much as possible
Okay.
for us.
Okay, Tejas has this thing. Okay, let me show you, Tejas, let me share a thing with you. First thing
Okay.
I would like to suggest is to read the Bitcoin white paper, definitely. If you are a bit of a technical person, if you are not, then please go through some Medium articles. Okay, if you want to go into deep how this technology is working, then you should read, definitely start with Bitcoin white paper. But if you want to know about what this technology is and what this thing is doing, then please go with some Medium articles. And to start with, I would say to start with this for development thing, start with this application development on Polygon. Okay, so I will share this as well with you. So this is the complete where one-stop solution where you can learn everything, and this is very short, sweet, simple place to start with. It has everything and very short in very short explanations, everything. So if you want to deploy a contract on Polygon, maybe go into Remix. Remix is an ID browser ID, and it's made for Ethereum. But as I've said, everything working on Ethereum will be compatible with Polygon as well. So you can directly go to this Remix IDE, and you can possibly it provides you with some smart contracts, like demo smart contracts. We can try to deploy one of those things. Like if my screen is visible, maybe. So I don't have MetaMask installed there. So let me do this here. Yep.
It's installed. Okay.
Here it's installed. That's another another profile. It's not installed here.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
visible.
Okay. Mhm. I don't share data. So so we have these things, right? What you have to do is download this MetaMask. Okay, and after downloading this MetaMask, maybe you have to create one account and you have to add this one new Matic network. So for this, what you have to do is everything is written in here for setting up Matic and all. So sorry, for setting up MetaMask. So this is the MetaMask wallet. You have to go to custom RPC and fill in these details. Just that you will see it directly. And RPC is like a kind of a node on the server which lets you connect to the blockchain. So like Ethereum, in Ethereum we have several kinds of several RPCs like main Ethereum network and Ropsten, Co1, Rinkeby, Goerli. So we have these networks for our RPCs to connect with Ethereum. And similarly, we have two of them, one test network and one main network for Polygon also. So what you have to do with this is to connect to the Mumbai testnet. This is the place where this is that node name that we use for test network. So you have to go to custom RPC and fill in these details to connect to this new network. So this is the same thing I have done here. I've connected to this Mumbai testnet, Mumbai testnet, and I'm if I go to in this part uh, if I go to connect to the if I want this remix IDE to connect to Matic network, all I have to do is go here and click on injected web3. So you can see this, it has automatically opened my MetaMask notification, and I can just sign to connect with that connect remix with the Matic test network. So this is my account automatically fetched here, like 135 something. So and sorry, this is my account, and if you see here, this is my account 1351. Okay, and look at the chain ID. 80001 network. So this is the chain ID for Matic network mainly. So if you want to deploy this, if you want to deploy some contract, you just go here, create one new file, and for example, create one new file from here. And for example, if in this case I pick this storage, so then you can see here what it does is, this is a smart contract name. This is a variable that you are using in smart contract, and with the help of store function, what you are using is, what you are doing is storing this num argument into this number. And to retrieve, with this retrieve function, what you are doing is you are returning this number. So if you want to deploy this smart contract, like you want one smart contract or one decentralized application on blockchain that simply stores one number for you, and if you want to change it, you can change it, and if you want to retrieve that number, you can retrieve it. Just go here, create a new file, code your smart contract, and then select a compiler. Solidity compiler is written in Solidity, so select one Solidity compiler. There's whole bunch of compilers here. Select any one, and definitely remember to mention that compiler here. So it's written greater than equal to 729, like point 0.7.0 to lesser than 0.9.0. So the compiler here has to be selected somewhere, like between this range only. So just go here, compile this contract. It will show like it's compiled. So now all you have to do is it's like it's hanging over. Okay. Okay. So now you have to go here, select injected Web3. Since you have connected this to MetaMask to Mumbai test network, just go here, select this, and you just need to deploy. Click on deploy. It will show a notification to sign your transaction. So this is the gas fee that it is suggesting, like 0.00377 Matic. So if you consider current Matic price, it's around 1.4 Matics, and with 0.003, it's around maybe by like it should be around $4.004 or something. Yeah, that's it. That's very low amount of fee that we have on Matic. I'll confirm it, and now I can see my creation of storage pending here, and now it's deployed on Matic testnet. So if you look at that transaction, this is your transaction hash. If you want to look whether this is actually done on Matic network or not, just go to Polygon scan. Okay, just go to Polygon scan. Just like Ether scan, we have Polygon scan, and just go here and maybe choose Polygon test network from here. You have this thing, and paste your transaction hash here, search it, and here's your transaction. And on the from address, I have this, my address. It's the same address I have, and to address we have this, and this is the contract address. You can also find this. So on blockchain, what happens is account address and contract address act similarly. So even a contract address can hold some Matic token, even an account address can hold some Matic token. So it has another cool set of application that you will come to know when you will start your journey on developing on this like Matic, Polygon or something, or any other like or maybe on Ethereum as well. So like if you now go into this thing, it is showing this two functions. Like either you can use Web3 library in your application, web application, to call these functions, or you can directly to check your test your contract and all those things, you can do this from here. So for now, if you press on retrieve, so it will call this function and it will retrieve a value for you, and it says decoded output 0. So in Solidity, what it happens is if you initialize a number, it is automatically set to 0. There's nothing like null on blockchain. So it automatically stores 0 and all those things. And yep. And if you want to store a number on this thing, suppose 2, you'll find that it will ask for MetaMask confirmation, right? Which was not the case while retrieving. This is because we are changing the data on the smart contract. So if I confirm it, so it will take some time to confirm the transaction, and then it will confirm. So this is the case in this case because uh, it is charging some matic token in this case because we are trying to change some data on the blockchain. While pressing on retrieve doesn't change anything, it just retrieves the information. So it doesn't really cost any transaction fee or gas fee, so to say, on blockchain network. And yeah, after this thing, I think you will be able to do a lot of good stuff around. And yeah, that's it. Like it's that simple. Like blockchain community is that simple to work with. So it's and another good thing you can see here is we have this test network, right? So using this test network, what I can do is I can test my proof of concept on this network, my ideas proof of concept on this network, and everything is open. Like I'm not connected to any server, I'm just connected to Polygon's node and using this remix ID, and that's it. Like I was able to deploy my own logic on actual blockchain. So it's that simple. Everything is so open. Everything is so cool on blockchain. And there are other options like truffle and all. So I'm not taking this right now because this all requires npm install and writing these things. This is stuff configuration. And in truffle, what you do is do this, and like in config file, you feel like there was that data, right? Like how to connect to the matic network. There was chain id and all those things. So those things are filled in here. So the port number, network ID, and host, all these things are changed in truffle config and all those things. And you can always begin with, if you want to begin the development, you can always start with here. If you want to go with the basics, just go in the basic tab, and you can find all the thing about Polygon in here. Another place where I would suggest you to learn from is Ethereum. Not documentation, but maybe ethereum.org, maybe learn or something. So this is one of the best documentations like you'll find around. So it has everything, almost everything in here that you want to learn about blockchain. Obviously Ethereum oriented, but yeah, you'll learn everything here. You'll have to go to the learn tab, and you have all those things in here. And Ethereum glossary, you have, like I said, you should know about glossaries as well. And yeah, that's it. You can join Ethereum community and all as well, and you can join our community as well. And yep, I think that's it. Vinayak, would you like to take over?
Yeah, sure. There are some questions though.
Uh-huh.
What we can take is some questions like, if I'm a BCom guy, I can start crypto development career. Definitely you can. There are very few prerequisites to it, right? You don't really need much to it. You just need some experience in development itself. Any development of sorts could do, right? And you can get started. Any one language, any one development. Will be bringing courses onto some of the basic development that you need on our channel as well, on mining devs as well, shortly only, right? So stay tuned, stay in the community. That is the best you can do. Stay in the groups that there are. We are still putting our efforts onto educating people as much as possible, right, on that. And yeah, does Finstreet have blockchain course? Finstreet have courses on crypto trading, right? And if anybody is interested in that, definitely you can go and check that out. And but at the same time, we are creating a blockchain course and we'll be soon live with it. Maybe a couple of weeks will take, and we'll have a very very basic blockchain course laying there for all the developers that there are to come and get onboarded onto the blockchain itself. Right. And there is a question for you, Aman, like how to get job in Polygon. And I believe
Yeah.
best ways to get connected with Aman on Twitter. Aman, can you share your Twitter handle here as
Yeah.
well so that everybody can
Yes.
ping you?
So yeah, get connected with me on Twitter and make a
Uh,
lot of retweets.
Definitely.
So
And
that will be great. So yeah, you can connect with me on Twitter, and like my DM is open. You can definitely message me. And also, like I would suggest that you, if you have a good knowledge of blockchain, and yeah, and you are, the main thing is you are enthusiastic about blockchain. So that's the very first thing that you will need to work on Polygon. So company's pretty open, like there are a bunch of cool guys, but the work is a lot. Like a small team is handling a lot of things, and that's really inspiring for me as well. Like initially I wanted to go for blockchain research and all, and I was actually into research. Then I came up with this developer evangelist role, so it's all completely changed, but I'm really enjoying this stuff. Yeah.
great, great. There is one more, like Matic price prediction 2022. I believe nobody knows that.
Yeah. But yeah, the way Matic is going, like you can, I'm not allowed to talk about the Matic price and all, but I would definitely suggest to learn a bit of technical analysis, maybe if you want to trade in crypto or those things,
Mhm.
because as I know, like I learned a bit of technical analysis and all, and please do your own research. That's very important. Fundamental research definitely, and technical analysis also. Like it works with any kind of assets, right? So those algorithms are like those ways are generated, are developed in that way, researched and developed in that way. So if you are interested
True,
in trading and all, learn a bit of technical analysis, learn a lot of fundamentals about blockchain,
true, true.
what project is good, and all those
Definitely.
things, and just, and then you
I,
are ready to go. And it is a very good market, let me tell you that it's very simple and easy to go with the market. Yeah.
I believe Finstreet can help with that. Definitely go
Yeah,
subscribe to the Finstreet channel. We have every news that there is in crypto space, that too in language preferable,
that
right?
that's awesome.
As
Like
well as, yeah, and as well as we have courses of technical trading, as well as for technical fundamental investing as well along with it. So definitely check it out, and a lot of people have benefited from those courses. uh, if anybody is a trader or even is interested in cryptocurrencies, definitely go ahead, check those courses out, right? And they'll definitely
future of
worth
crypto
your time
India.
for sure. Yeah, we already have
Yeah.
solutions of education. We are in the space, and so we are trying our level best to reach as many people as possible, right? And regarding the next comments, thank you so much. I'll definitely keep working on it, on your feedback, VK, right? And we'll try and put more videos to it. We already have Bitcoin white paper on our channel, Mining Devs. I'll suggest to go ahead, check that out, right? That has been created by me, and there will be a lot more stuff coming. And we'll try and definitely we'll try and make sure that your expectations are met. And it's a lot to hear, definitely. And thank you for your pleasing comments as well. It's a lot. It means a lot, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope that everybody enjoyed the lecture, right? And maybe and please stay connected, please stay in the groups that we have shared, right? And we can help, right, as much as possible. This is the only thing we can do. Taking action is something that is on your part, right? But I'll suggest is that at least stay in the groups, see what is happening, right? So that you guys can actually be enticed about it a bit, and then definitely take action towards it, right? This is what would be advised of everybody that is here right now in this meeting, right? And I believe that it was a great lecture, like a wonderful audience as well along with it, right? Those people who stayed at the end, I believe a lot of you will definitely join us,
Yeah.
right? And we believe that you might have found us interesting at the same time, right? Nice lecture, nice, right? Great. So with this, I bid farewell. Right, Aman, do you have something to say?
No, that's it. Like, if many were curious about like NFTs and all those things, so I would like to say just pick up from one corner and
Okay,
keep
so
doing it like consistently. That consistency is very important. So, like it's actually like I was in IIT Kanpur in my second year, and I was under Dr. Pramod Subramaniam. So there, that guy was a postdoctoral researcher in UC Berkeley as well, and huge motivation to me, literally. Like the one thing which he said was about the consistency. And he said, like, even if you start today, it's so growing technology. Like, if you see yourself 2 or 3 years down the line, you will be standing in a very good place. So that was very huge, like, life changing thing for me, right? Literally. Yeah. So consistency is important. Yep.
I believe there are some questions as well. Let me take some.
Mhm.
There are one or two questions. Uh, how do you see the future of crypto in India?
Okay.
Very, very big
uh,
question.
like it's like recently, with a lot of exchanges also coming up, like we have a lot of investment from India as well. Like
Hmm.
India is alone shaking up the market and all. Also on the development side, like it's so crazy. We recently had a hackathon with Devfolio, and I'm talking about the latest hackathon, ETH ODC. So out of 96, 97 completely submitted projects, 51, 52 were built on Polygon itself, and many other were built on blockchain. So it's very crazy. Like it's good to see a lot of devs coming up in this space, and I'm seeing a lot of solutions, a lot of good things coming up in this space from college people itself. And yep, I would suggest, if you are into blockchain, before passing out, deploy one app, and like, let's see how does it go.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
There was one more, like, should I
Yep.
start learning graphic designing from now, from scratch? Seen the NFT craze? Will it be worth it or will it be late? Uh, Depends on you. If you want to go ahead, do that. I'd suggest go ahead, do that, right? And try and see some of the NFTs. In NFTs as well, some of the NFTs has been sold for like crazy, crazy pricings. So what I suggest is definitely go ahead, check the NFT space out, right? Start with some basic designs and see what pans out, and try to hype it a bit, try to share it a bit, and see if something happens, right? What I'll say is it's worth a try for sure. Yeah, thank you,
Yep.
Tejas. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Great session.
Will Sebi
Bit
put
overwhelming.
There is one more, I believe. We'll take this last one and then we'll end it. Maybe a lot for people that are here. Uh, will SEBI put circuit breakers, margin rules on crypto trading with regulations? Will it badly impact traders? What's your take as part of the space? Okay. So right now, uh, if you say that something like this could happen, something like this could happen, right? There is always a possibility of something like this that is happening. But right now, crypto space is already emerging. It's going at a very, very high pace, right? So but when it comes to SEBI putting some circuit breakers on it or maybe some rules on it, right? Right now, what is essential is KYC for crypto traders, right? Whenever you'll have to transact on, or if you use any Indian application for trading, you know that you'll have to do KYC there. Now KYC is something that is mandatory. Rest all has been excluded from the bills that there are, or excluded from the talks that there were, right? So this is the only thing that came into picture, that KYC is mandatory, right? So we do not really know yet, like what regulations or how it would be regulated. It's too soon to say something about that. But yes, right now the Indian government is not really against it. This is what is clear, because we are still here and there are a lot of trading applications available. You are able to trade. So something like that has not happened yet and may not. We hope so that it does not happen in the future as well. Who earns more generally depends on how good a trader you are or how good a developer you are. Depends on that. If you're a good trader, definitely you can earn well from trading, VK. Or if you are a good blockchain developer, you can earn a good steady income, definitely steady income from the blockchain development itself. So it depends on your area of expertise as to which space you want to choose, right? And if you are a good trader, I'll suggest stick with being a good trader. And if you are a good developer, definitely you can do something that if you're a good trader, you'll already be doing it full time. So it doesn't really matter if you are going to step towards a blockchain development space or not. If you are a blockchain developer itself, doesn't really matter if you would like to step towards trading, because both of them are full time jobs, right? So you can earn a good amount of money in both of them, right? Being experienced, definitely. Yeah, thank you, Pranav. Please post beginner stuff on blockchain on the WhatsApp group or Discord. Yeah, definitely, we will. We'll keep on posting. Like, what we'll do is we'll maybe post Bitcoin white paper in the WhatsApp groups as well for you today, right? So that everybody can go towards learning what exactly was there in the Bitcoin white paper. We'll start with the basics, like the thing started, right? And we'll post it in the group so that everybody can go through it, right? And definitely go ahead and make some dabs. That would be really great. Finally, okay, great. It was really nice talking to everybody, right? And we bid farewell now. And if you guys have any questions, groups are always open. The Discord link is open. Aman's Twitter channel is open, right? Reach out to us in any way possible and we'll revert back for sure, right? Great lecture,
Yo,
guys. Thank you so much.
bye bye.
All right.
Bye, guys. Great audience. Awesome.
Definitely. Bye.